I'm Ben Silverio.
I'm Helena Handbasket.
And I'm Ansel Burch.
And it's time to party.
We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly. This episode was recorded on February 26th, 2024.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do
The
that.
disease is still out there. Wash your hands.
Contrary
Stop
to...
touching your face.
Is that what we're... Is that...
No, that's The Love of Power,
The
our
love
theme
of
song.
power.
But I was singing Meatloaf for some reason.
The same song. Hello.
What up, party people? Welcome back to the podcast. This is Time to Party, where, you know, clocks, time travel, and Ansel's wonderful mustache.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, it's a full-ass beard right now.
Oh, yeah, all of
this
it looks
is-
good, but
It looks great.
I'm just
This whole
highlighting
thing.
the mustache at this particular point.
It is interesting to me how much I am known for the mustache, despite the fact that it has always been part of the whole situation.
Ensemble.
And to the point where I can shave off most of my beard and people don't notice. You know how, like, if you color your hair and somebody doesn't notice, you'd be upset about that, right? I can shave off most of my face and people will go about their day normally. And it'll be 3:00 in the afternoon and somebody will be like, "You changed something."
When was the last time you did that?
For a role in 2018, 2017. I went all the way down to a soul patch and the little like strip on the chin because I wanted to look like an evil accountant. And let me tell you,
It worked.
achieved.
It
Yes. Highly successful.
Amazing. Speaking of things that are highly successful, this month on Time to Party, we are talking about a highly successful movie that is now celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year. We are talking about Coherence from writer, director, filmmaker extraordinaire James Ward Byrkit. And as a special treat for our listeners this month, we had the opportunity to speak with Jim about the movie, about the process, about everything. So you'll be hearing that this month on Time to Party. But first, we get things started with a little game. We like party games.
We gotta get it warmed up. Yeah.
I like a game. It's nice.
When you
Games
show
are
up to the
fun.
party, you get your party favors at the door.
Yes. All right, party people. If you don't know about the movie Coherence, here is what our good friends at IMDb tell us. Strange things begin to happen when a group of friends gather for a dinner party on an evening when a comet is passing overhead. Yeah, that's what happens. I guess. That's
not just
nah.
what happens.
I mean, yes, this happens and then. Yes, and.
Yes, and. Because the entire script is improvised.
Yes.
Which is fucking
Blows
wild.
my
Like,
mind.
they had, in
Banana
having
pants.
just spoken to Jim about this, like the note as I was finishing up my rewatch of this was how much of the script was improv, and the answer is
All of
a
it.
huge portion of it, with like points, like story points that they had to hit, or moments where he would tell actors like, "Hey, this is when you bring up this thing," you know, and so the yes and of it all is very present in this piece.
Which must be why it feels so natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are just talking like people and they talk over each other and yeah, anyway, we're not doing the review yet, but man, yes, I'm with you.
Oh, yes. Yes. Before we get to our review, we have to do our drinking and smoking game, where we here at Time to Party like to give out our party favors of moments when you can drink or smoke, as our rules define, as you rewatch the movie. But also, it's really hard to do this for every movie, because some of them just require a lot more...
Cerebral engagement.
There it is. I was going to say brain function, and I'm like, no, that's not right.
No, this is a cerebral engagement film.
There it is. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know about
I
y'all.
want those neurons.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but like, I don't have that many.
I have a pile.
Do you?
I have one that I share with my cat, and she lent it to me for the night, so we're
Good.
good.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, Ansel, do you want to start? If you have a bunch.
Totally. And I will kick us off hard with a shot rule.
Okay.
Oh God.
So this is one you're gonna need your brain, so keep an eye open for it. But take a shot anytime you see all 8 friends in the same frame.
Oh wow.
Ooh, that's a good one, Ansel.
Damn.
Excellent.
Yeah. The and going back to not to oversell the interview that we did, but we talked a little bit about why that happened, and it was so satisfying to be like, hee, I have a drinking rule about this.
Love it. I love it.
Caito?
Yeah, what about you, Caito? What do you got?
Okay, so Jim had proposed, and you'll hear it in the episode. I don't want to totally spoil it, but Jim had proposed a phrase that comes up. So anytime that happens, you take a drink. For me, it was anytime someone gets knocked out or punched in the face, because there's so many moments where someone, or like there's some moment of like bodily injury. There's like a nosebleed moment. But there's like a punch moment. There's like a hitting the head moment. There's like a stumbling, fainting moment. Anytime that happens,
some kind of pain.
Yeah, anytime there's some kind of like loss of consciousness or getting smacked in the mouth. Yeah,
sometimes people need a smack in the mouth.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I have a rule that says take a drink every time someone mentions their phone. Because I feel like a really important part of this movie is that once the phones are taken out of it, like they're on their own, like that's a big sign of them being on their own, which is like something that speaks to us in a way that like it didn't long ago, right? Like,
oh yeah, I mean, have you ever left the house without your phone?
Last week there was that cell phone outage, right? Like people were going nuts.
Rough.
That was
rough. Also, I'll point out that cell phone outage happened not last April, but the April before that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I distinctly remember because I was out with my partner on their birthday, and the cell towers went down, and it was like a weirdly hot day for it being spring, and no one's phones were working. But that has happened. Shit's happening, y'all.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, and the AT&T outage, what was that, just last week in recording time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Well, it was more than AT&T, wasn't it? I think it was T-Mobile also.
Well, AT&T's what I heard was that AT&T's carrier signal jacked up everybody else's networks.
Gotcha.
Thanks a lot, ATT.
Come on.
Come on, guys.
Anyway.
Ansel, you're up.
Okay. Take a drink a sip every time we see the box, the wine glass that broke, or the ring.
Ooh.
Good one.
If you're watching it for the first time, you'll know these items when they come up. But yeah, the box, the wine glass that broke, and the ring.
But also, if you're watching it for the first time, it might be hard to follow some of these rules because it's just like such chaos.
Yeah, no, this is a rewatch movie for sure.
Yeah, even if you didn't have
I definitely want to watch this like 3 or 4 more times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I've definitely watched this movie at least 5 times, and I find something new every time. It's wild.
It's so brilliant.
Like when y'all mentioned the color of the shirt while we were talking to Jim, I was just like, shut the fuck up. I didn't even realize that.
I know. I honestly.
I also did not catch the t-shirt, honestly. I caught that he was wearing it differently. I didn't catch the color. Do you guys have any more? Because I've got a couple more.
I have a couple more.
All right, go for
I also have a couple more.
Oh, great.
Okay. Then I'll throw this one out there. Anytime a doppel sees itself.
Ooh.
Anytime one of it doesn't happen a ton. So this might be like a shot rule. But anytime there's a moment of doppels encountering each other, I think it happens like 3 or 4
Is that
times.
a spoiler? I mean, the movie's 10 years old, but
It's a time travel movie. You're gonna see.
The movie's 10 years old, but like as Jim pointed out, like this is a parallel universe moment. This is less so. This is more in that Loki vein. This is more so in the like. Yeah, and I really want to unpack the whole doppel thing. But anytime someone encounters themselves,
yeah, I like that. That's very cool.
How
about you, Ben?
I propose that we take a shot for Schrodinger's cat. Poor kitty.
Aw.
But you don't know if it's alive or dead, so you got to open the
Yeah,
box.
well, what's in the box?
What's in the box? It could be a cat. It's certainly a cat. It's at least
It's
a
at
cat.
least a
It
cat.
just depends on. It's at least a cat, and we're going to talk about that more later. If you don't
Is
know
it
what
also a
Schrodinger's cat
problem?
is. Or I guess it's Schrödinger's cat. Or
Schrödinger?
I don't know.
Herr Schrödinger.
I'm Arab and Lebanon and Norwegian. I don't know how to pronounce this shit. So.
I'm every flavor of English with some Dutch thrown in for flavor.
So
your name is Ansel.
Oh, I was named after a photographer. That's not heritage based.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that. That's fun.
Ansel Adams. Google him. He's so cool.
Yes, Ansel Adams that's amazing. I love that. That's new lore drop. I love a lore drop.
Yeah.
I pick it up.
Okay. Take a hit for every time someone wants to go outside.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
That one felt like it couldn't be a drink rule because it would fuck you up too much.
Sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's to Ben now. Oh, no, wait. Did you? Oh, you did Schrodinger's cat, so it's to me, right? Correct? So I was originally going to, like, anytime they talk about red team versus blue team, but, like, now that we've spoken to Jim about this and realizing that, like, when you get to the end of the film, you realize there may not just be two teams. There could be, or two houses, as it were. So I originally thought, like, red team versus blue team, take a sip.
A plague on all your houses.
A box on both your houses. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of Shakespeare auditioning lately.
Never apologize for Shakespeare.
Right.
Thank you. And my degree is serving some sort of need in the world.
That must be nice.
But I thought, what does that feel like?
What does that feel like?
I would say take a sip for any time there's a mention of like the oven mitt team, the ping pong paddle team, whatever like team, because they start parsing it out. And there are several that get mentioned throughout that have to do with an item that corresponds to the team.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That would be.
I like that one.
All right. My last one is a hit rule, is a smoking rule. Take a hit when someone brings up a scientific theory or idea and you're like, what? Like,
phenomenal.
Yeah, if you're just like, oh, that's a thing that that requires a lot of thought. Theories and God, there are other words to describe those scientific things that they bring up, and it's just
hypotheses,
Yeah.
theories, like scientific, like
like
I think phenomena covers
I didn't
it.
want to call it technobabble because it's not always technobabble.
well, scientific phenomena.
Yeah, there it
Like
is.
we've got the comet, Schrodinger's cat, the Tunguski incident. I mean, there's tons
So
of
much.
stuff. Halley's Comet, Miller's Comet. There is, I mean, I will make an argument because my edutainment section, which we're going to get to, was originally going to be about Redshift. And the fact that he named the teams red team and blue team, he's absolutely, I mean, I could have asked him this and could have found out for myself, but I can't imagine that calling it red team versus blue team doesn't have anything to do with Redshift. Like that would be another moment.
Yeah.
Decoherence for one thing. I mean, come on.
Decoherence. Yes, 100%. Oh, science. This one is science.
Very
heavy,
science.
y'all.
Very
Despite
science.
all of his better efforts, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. The science is sound, is it? I think that's what he said.
Yes, that is what he said.
Did I say that?
Is that what I said?
All right, I have two more easy ones
Okay.
that I want to throw out for folks who want to save their precious brain cells for trying to understand what's going on in the movie. So take a drink, a sip, every time someone says comet.
You know, I thought about that one,
You're
and
gonna be
it's
litty titty. Oh my god!
it just happens
but
so
only
much
in the beginning. Like it kind of like it
Yeah.
front loads the movie,
Comet,
and then
comet, and then
you go a while. Yeah. And then take a drink every time we see the bottle with just a whisper of ketamine in it.
I have that written in my notes.
The ketamine. It's one of those things where like I both absolutely remember and then totally forget about the ketamine.
Yes, 100%.
You know.
Such a wild X factor to throw into this situation.
And James Ward Byrkit was all too happy to provide a couple rules for us. We only had to ask one question.
What rules would you make?
Yeah. Well, every time someone says, "Oh my God,"
Ooh.
you have to take a drink.
Had that on my list.
Yep. Is it really?
Yeah, I did. It's good. It was a good. It's good
so
repeating
fun
thing.
because it's unscripted.
And then every time the camera does one of those in-camera zooms that's like from The Office, you know, which I can't stand. I can't believe it's in my movie. I can't believe there's an in-camera zoom that looks like The Office in my movie.
The audacity of the punch-in on that.
So there's a few of those. So you got to take a big hit or a double drink when that happens. And you got to yell out, "Zoom!
Zoom!
God damn it! God damn it, Jim! We're filmmakers, not doctors.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll get you halfway.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is incredible. Those are great rules.
There's more where that came from. Stay tuned all month as we continue to break down Coherence and hear from James Ward Byrkit, including a special episode with the full interview at the end of the month.
Party people, I hope you've taken notes. You've you've written down your favorite rules, because you're gonna need that aid, that visual aid of it written down when you're going through this movie, because you might just get lost in it, which is totally fair, because I totally did. But
And remember, our drinks are meant to be taken a la carte.
yes,
Don't use all of the rules. You'll die.
yeah,
Pick and choose a couple that sound fun to you.
yeah. Please don't die. That would that would not be a great party.
One of my personal favorites is everybody gets a different rule, and you all just kind of point at the screen when
There it
yours
is.
comes up, and you go, "Hey,
Do you think this?
comet!"
Do you think this would be a good candidate for the Santa hat rule?
Again, I think if you're trying to save your precious brain cells for understanding the movie, this would be a great Santa hat movie, especially considering the way that it's shot.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Do you know this game, Caito?
I don't know the Santa hat game.
So you perch a Santa hat on the corner of the TV.
And then when boop, yeah.
Yep, whenever it looks like they're wearing it. Yes. It's a brilliantly simple game. Love it.
It's great.
It's too good.
Yes. Well, party people, you have options now. I hope you enjoy the options while you check out
wisely.
Coherence. I watched it on Prime, but you can
Yeah, me too.
I watched it on Plex.
see. There you go. It's in a bunch of places.
They put the ads in real dumb places.
I mean that
Well,
sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah, well. So until our next episode where we review the movie and have a little conversation with filmmaker James Ward Byrkit, you can join in on the conversation that we're having right now about drinking rules and smoking rules and all that stuff. You can find us on the internet. I'm at Silverio20 on Instagram, X, and a bunch of other stuff.
I am the Helena Handbasket on Instagram. I am also Caito Aase, Caito Aase on Instagram. And you can also find me at Only Handbasket. I am a producer over at Queen's Court Games for all of your horror-based TTRPG fantasticalness. I am also a recurring regular humanoid over at Folk and Myth, so do catch us over on Twitch on both of those platforms and see my published works. Revealer, the horror film, is a Shudder original and also on Amazon Prime. and Black Mold is out on Tubi now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I am at The Indecisionist on all of the Meta properties, as well as Yowza, Blue Sky, and probably some other ones. I'm also at Indecisionist on Twitter, if you're still on Twitter. And
You're really trying to make Wowza happen.
I just
Stop trying to make Wowza happen. It's not gonna happen.
I just really want to know if it's a joke. Like, is this just an elaborate joke? Did they build a whole social media platform for nothing?
I mean, it's very possible.
I don't know.
You can use the hashtag time2party. That's time the number 2 party if you want to join in on the conversation.
As well as time the number 2 party, all spelled out, thanks to Laura.
Listeners, get ready. Buckle in. Strap in. Strap on. All of those strapping.
Strap up.
There it is.
Strap down.
All of it. All of the strapping, because the rest of this month
Strapping,
is going to be
young lad.
wild here at Time to Party. We hope you enjoy what's coming up. We're super excited to share it with you. But until then, be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes. That's the power of love. That's what your theme song is in my brain.